Mark Morrel's here. He's Mr. Pothole, of course, Pothole Campaigner. Mark, very good morning to you.
Good morning, Mike. Yes,
What happened to all
promises.
that? He was collecting
Was,
data, wasn't he? What was he going to do with it?
yeah, well, was it Starmer promises to clamp down on the local authorities to win the war on potholes? I'm
Yeah.
sure he's done the same with smashing the gangs for boat
I
migrants, hasn't
mean,
he?
yeah, his record, his track record isn't great on anything really, but nothing's changed. In fact, if anything, pothole breakdowns have got worse, haven't they?
Yeah, well, if you look at all the external indicators, the RAC report this morning, 9% increase. They put unseasonable. One of my followers this morning put unreasonable increase. 23% increase in suspension damage, all costing, it was a report a couple of weeks ago, £1.5 billion to the motorists.
Yeah.
That's only 100 million more than the government are giving local authorities to repair the roads. I mean, and as for data, if you send out a sheet asking an authority to self-mark its own work to ask how many potholes are repairing, of course you're going to get some very good reports. I mean, Essex at the end of July was saying that there'd been a sharp reduction in the amount of pothole reports. Well, going out to a number of the Facebook groups in Essex that I've got access to, asking them the question. The reason is people are fed up with reporting them and nothing happened, or they're actually closed with no action.
Right.
So after a while, people won't bother doing it anymore.
Right.
I mean, and
It's the
it's
same with
also
crime,
only
isn't it? I
last
mean,
week.
people don't report a lot of crime now because there's no point.
Exactly. And I mean, Oldham last week reported that there's a 70% reduction in pothole repairs over the last 5 years. They're doing more proactive work. In the back of the report, 25 more roads in their area are now gone from what was green in reasonably good condition to an amber, needs more work spending.
Yeah.
It's all smoke and mirrors. I mean, the answer is all the external indicators prove that our roads are failing. I've been saying, and we keep getting weather blamed. Well-maintained roads don't get affected by weather nowhere as much.
Yeah.
And in fact, I believe what I think I'll do over the coming months is develop a comprehensive plan to actually what needs to happen. So we need to reform the whole situation of how we're funding, what we do for quality repairs, using new initiatives. And I'll put that out there and see if any party's actually interested in wanting to do something about it.
Yeah.
Because so far, I've lost all faith in any government of any colour. I think I said to you before about Lillian Greenwood, the roads minister, when she was the chair of the select committee. Absolutely brilliant. Get in power, do nothing. I'm actually appalled about
Yeah.
the way that it sort of all suddenly can't do anything. And they quote big numbers, but as I said, behind that, all external indications are that our roads are failing and it's costing us. My argument is over £50 billion a year is taken from road users in all forms of taxation. If you spent 10% on the roads, maintaining it on a long-term plan, we could do annual resurfacing. We could carry out pothole repairs. We could use new techniques like the road patch I mentioned, and some examples of that I've been posted up showing just how effective that can be.
Yeah.
Things like the Pothole Pro initiative. I mean, we need to fund and get people behind what we need in our roads rather than platitudes. I mean,
exactly right.
perhaps I should become the shadow czar of potholes and just be a pain in the backside, really, Mike.
I think it's the only way. I mean, but surely the insurance companies would be in favour of fixing the roads as well, because it must be costing them. I mean, I know they'll just put their prices up, but it's still, they'd rather not be paying out for this stuff, wouldn't they?
Yeah, exactly. If you look at insurance company data, and that's where a lot of this information about the 1.5 billion pounds in terms of cost to motorists, and we're all paying for it. At the end of the day, the motorists pay it. You either pay it through some sort of taxation or through your insurance premium.
Yeah.
But don't forget that 1.5 billion pound in damage to your vehicles. The Treasury gets 20% of that. That's a nice little take, isn't it, for doing nothing?
It is. Well, that's what they get for almost every take that the government gets is for doing absolutely nothing. But you had a system going for a while, didn't you, with some local councils where you were telling them how they could fix potholes better, and some of them were doing it. Have they stopped now? Are they going to say they haven't got any money?
No, some of them are. Actually, to be fair, I mean, I try to be balanced, Mike. There are some people out there trying to do some very good work without the money to do it. And yes, I've worked with authorities. I've become their critical friend, and obviously been very effective in using those potential legal notices. I've only had to issue the formal letter of complaint, and I've got some major works carried out. It seems the only way that you get sort of attention.
Yeah.
But I mean, there's a load of things out there that could be used. I mean, that's where part of that plan would be, apart from the resurfacing, apart from the general maintenance, I would have money in there and to increase training and quality. I'd use AI, because apart from surveying, I've been talking to a company, an AI company, where the guy, before he carries out the repair, would actually photograph it. It would photograph it after, and the AI would detect the quality of the repair. So you don't have to send blokes out to check. You can use AI. I mean, that's the future. There's lots of things can be done to really make a radical change and reform how we look after our roads.
Yeah.
I mean, after 12 years of studying every aspect, Mike, I think I have a little bit of a good idea of what
I think
needs to
so.
be done.
Well, you're the world's expert on potholes. You know, they should be using your facilities for good use. Good to see you. Thanks very much indeed, Mark Morrel, Mr. Pothole there. Absolutely right.